Hey, I'm Alex Gameworks here at SGC 2015, and what's your name and what are we standing in front of here?
So my name is Ben Service, and I'm with Studio Mercado, and this is Crystal Brawl.
All right, can you tell us a little bit about like what this game entails, like what it's all about?
Sure. So it's a 4-player local multiplayer capture the flag kind of game, and the basic idea is NBA Jam meets Gauntlet. So you have kind of over-the-top sports, cartoony, fantasy, beat 'em up, capture the flag action.
All right, and how big is is your team working on this? I was just curious playing the game.
Yeah, there's about 6 of us in the company working on a few projects. So this game is about 3 to 4 people.
What are some of the game inspirations? You said NBA Jam. Are there any other big ones? Like I was just noticing a lot of like the hexagon feel that's in a lot of games. Like is that like inspired by anything specific?
So the main idea behind this game was we wanted to do something. It had kind of like an arcade feel. We were running around and there's like a little bit of chaos, but at the same time have a little bit of strategy too. So like there's a method to the madness. You're running around trying to hit people and do stuff, but you're also planning obstacles. You're burning down forests and clearing a path. So there's like tactics and also teamwork, because each character has a different ability that can alter the terrain. So depending on which characters you pick, like if I'm the rogue, I can plant a tree, and then I'm the wintercaster, I can come in and freeze it. So I'll block off the path, and then the fire starter can come and burn them all down. So there's like a little bit more going on than you would think.
What consoles is this going to be for? Just PC or what?
We're looking at PC and Wii U.
And I see it's going to be controller compatible. So there's a lot of like 2-player strategy that you can get in. If you're like playing with a friend, you can like really like lock down your strategy.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of like, what was the balancing like on that? Like balancing all the different characters?
Yeah, it's just harder than you think. Anytime you have like multiple characters and multiple different ways that they can all interact. So stuff would happen where it'd say, oh, well if you're frozen and then someone sets you on fire, like what should happen? Should the ice melt or should you just be on fire now? And then figuring out exactly what the best counter for everything is. Because there's a lot of rock, paper, scissoring going on with all the interactions. So it's a lot of things we think might work, bringing it to shows like this and testing and seeing what people actually do. And then figuring out, oh, that's a little bit too overpowered, and this is like, doesn't make as much sense as we thought. So it's a gradual kind of process of tinkering.
Are there other maps, other like arrangements of the levels like that, or is that just the only map right there?
No, we've got a bunch of maps. We have like 5 now, I think, and we're going to have a few more. But the cool thing is that, because we're making up a sport, it's not based on anything real. We have the one kind of rectangular shape, but we also have like a more football-y kind of a long stadium thing. We have one that's just like a huge frozen kind of weird slippery craziness, and a few other shapes that are just weird bizarre stuff. So we play with it a bit.
Is it always, are the 2 goals always on one side and the ball is always on the other, or do you mix it up like balls in the middle sometimes?
We mix that up too, because it's the same thing. It's like we can play with the whole idea of like you have to grab the ball and bring it back, or there's one map where you just push through. So it changes the whole dynamic of how you play the game and how you use all the powers.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Useful discussion on how to synthesize the 2 halves of video games. How can we combine the story and mechanics together? Like the metagame of roguelikes?
Yeah, that's definitely true. So, well, I love the idea of roguelikes where you've got